You know, sometimes the most powerful messages come for the most charming stories. And today, we've got one for you that's all about acceptance and what it really means to communicate.
So, this is a story about a bird who stuttered. And right away, you might think you know where this is going, right? A story about overcoming a challenge.
But here's the twist. He became a star, not in spite of his stutter, but because of it. And that's where things get really, really interesting. All right, let's dive in and meet our hero. His name is Finn, and he's a zebra finch living out in the Australian savanna. So who is Finn? Well, he's this super charming little bird. You can just picture him, right? Bright orange cheeks, a brilliant red beak. But he's so much more than just a talented singer. The guy is social, he's clever, and get this, he's an amazing craftsman, weaving these intricate nests that all the other birds totally admire. He's the whole package. But there was something about Finn that made him stand out. When he opened his beak to sing, he stuttered. Okay, so what do you think happened next? I mean, usually in these kinds of stories, this is where the teasing might start, right? But that's not what happened here, not at all. See, instead of hearing a mistake, the other birds heard something completely new. His song wasn't smooth, sure, but it was bouncy. It had these little pauses. It had a rhythm they had never, ever heard before. And this is where the story just gets so wonderful. They didn't just tolerate his different song, they were drawn to it. They were hooked. They found it absolutely captivating. And just think about the power of that acceptance. His unique song didn't make him an outcast. It actually started a trend. Pretty soon, other birds were trying it out, and the whole savanna was just filled with this new, joyful, springy music. But Finn's influence went way beyond just the music. As his song became more popular, he kind of became a source of wisdom for the whole community. So one day, this little finch named Arya comes up to him. You can just picture her, right? Super nervous, just learning to sing, and she's about to talk to her hero. And she asks him this question that, honestly, I think we've all asked ourselves at some point. Am I good enough? And the fact that she stutters while asking it just makes the moment feel so real and so raw. In Finn's response, man, this is the absolute core of the whole story. He tells her, hey, remember, it's not about being perfect. It's not about how smooth your song is. It's about what you're trying to say. It's about expressing yourself and communicating your message. Just incredible advice. So after this amazing talk with Finn, the whole community's sound starts to change into something even more special. Arya feels so much better, right? So she joins in, and what happens next is this incredible symphony. You've got the bouncy notes and the smooth notes, and they're not fighting each other, they're blending together. It's a literal symphony of friendship and acceptance, all born from diversity. I mean, what a fantastic story, right? But it's so much more than just a fable about a bird. It's a really powerful way for us to think about speech differences in our own world. So let's take what we learned from Finn and connect it to the real world, to the modern science and understanding of stuttering. Okay, this really lays out the huge shift in thinking. On one side, you have the old, traditional view that stuttering is a flaw, something you have to fix or overcome. But the modern view, the one Finn's story really gets at, sees stuttering as a form of diversity. The focus isn't on perfect speech, it's on communicating effectively. You know, we talk a lot about neurodiversity these days, this idea that different brains work in different ways, and that's totally normal and valuable. Well, this is the same idea just for speech. Speech and language diversity is another beautiful part of what makes us human. And here's how the experts actually define it now. Stuttering is a sociolinguistic variation. Now, that sounds complex, but it's simple. It just means it's a different way of speaking. It's not a medical problem that needs to be fixed or cured. And it goes even deeper than that. This perspective suggests that stuttering can actually be part of a shared identity, kind of like having a specific accent or a regional dialect. It has real social and cultural value for the community of people who stutter. It's not a bug, it's a feature. So when you boil it all down, the story, the science, this whole shift in perspective, what's the big takeaway from Finn's song? I think this quote just says it all. Stuttering is okay because what I have to say is worth repeating. Wow. It completely reframes the act of repeating a sound from a mistake into a form of emphasis. It's such a powerful, confident way to look at it, and really a beautiful note to end on.